Hello and welcome to Brewskis and Housekeys. I am Nicole Kostelecki.
And I am Nick Papantanakis.
And we are here at Remax Alliance in Old Town Arvada, enjoying some beers and gonna talk about some fun stuff going on.
It's the You Can't Avoid the Holidays episode.
Love that.
We got you covered. We're gonna tell you everything there is to know about holiday goings on
and how to spread Christmas cheer
for all to hear.
Yes.
That's the quote, Buddy the Elf?
Yep.
Sure.
Christmas cheer for all to hear.
Starting with, if you're on YouTube, which we appreciate it, starting with the Christmas cheer right here in this room, not only with the beer we're drinking, which we'll talk about, but the outfits we chose today.
Yes. What you got?
So for those that are not watching, it is a hideous Remax specific sweater that amongst little ornaments and snowflakes that look like house keys on it, which I wore.
Oh, I just noticed. I didn't notice that before.
It says, "Welcome, ho, ho, home." And that's about as exciting as it gets. But it is also tight and warm. So I won't freeze in here today, that's for sure.
Nope.
What about you? We need to talk about yours.
Yeah.
It took me a second to realize what it was.
So mine is Grandma got ran over by a reindeer.
So I looked at it and I just saw red reindeer on this shirt. And then I had to kind of double take, and there was this gray-haired woman with a terrified look on her face, falling backwards with her walker flying to the right. It took me a minute there. So
it's good.
You win.
Dad has a good collection.
Oh, yeah? Is this his?
Yes. He also has some pooping reindeer one. What else?
That fits with the ice hole joke from a year ago or better that we had that I think is still one of my favorite jokes of all time.
I think there's a Grinch. There's one of those ones that like a little tiny elf costume, like the head, and then you have a small elf.
Oh, like your head is over the body?
Yeah, it's just a body right here, right on your neck. Yeah. There's some good ones.
I have an ugly sweater that
He's a Trump one too.
I worked with an influencer on Instagram, and I designed a Subaru WRX based.
A Subaru, nice. I like that.
I think we need to see it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
If you can clip in a photo of you wearing that,
I will.
At least for the people that watch.
The trouble is, I'm using all the devices that I own to record this podcast.
So you can't show us right now.
I can't show you guys.
We have to be patient.
Okay.
But the audience sees it right now.
That's right. See, wasn't that
Lucky
cool?
you.
Did you see that? Did you see that sweater? Nuts. Man, the magic of TV. I think I did do a thing that I kind of got in trouble with my wife for. I invested in have you ever seen these ugly holiday suits?
Yeah.
Yes.
So sport coat, slacks, and tie, all matching, all in a very hideous holiday print that I think I will wear tomorrow. I might wear tomorrow.
Like green and then Christmas lights?
No, it's like a sky blue. Okay. And it's got a bunch of snowmen all over it. And it's really cute.
I love that.
If I do say so myself.
You've got to wear that tomorrow.
Yeah.
For our holiday.
I think I must do it. It's going to have to.
Or Land Title's burrito party.
Maybe both. I'll just wear it all day.
You'd be winning.
I'm in the I don't know about winning, but it'll be entertaining.
I like that.
Are you when do you decorate? This is a big controversy.
I usually am late to the party.
Okay.
It's always, I wish I was a little bit sooner, but I am, because I like to get my tree permit and then cut down a tree.
Oh, you go old school.
And so it depends on when I get my permit. This year I have it for next weekend, this weekend. Good. So I will decorate then.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you wait to do everything else till you get the tree?
Well, I don't do lights. That's hard for me. Outside lights. But I have a wreath on my door. And then I just do a Christmas tree and then some ornaments and stockings.
I feel like you probably have those things that go in the window that are like candles, the old school 1970s.
That look
No, they just had a little screw-in light bulb.
Oh, yes.
I do not, but I would do that.
Now, okay, I have a question. Did you come from a household? Did the Kosteleckis decorate like crazy growing up?
We weren't crazy decorators.
Okay.
We were like, Dad would hang up lights on the outside, and then we would have the Christmas tree on the inside. Nativity set. I do have a nativity set I should put up too.
Large, small, medium?
It's actually, I need to open it. It's quite big.
Oh.
I think.
Okay.
I got it. Had a Christmas party one year.
Was your mantle big enough to hold all those socks?
I know, that's like 42 socks for this family.
Only 8.
No, only 8. I'm sorry.
And I don't.
Plus mom and dad.
We didn't have. Yeah, so that's 8.
Oh.
Yeah, 6 plus mom and dad. But we didn't have a mantle. We would hang. Where did we hang them? Stairs. It was the stairs. But my grandma and grandpa, they would do stockings for all the grandkids.
Oh my!
And they did them on the stairs. And I'm not joking you. There was probably like 30 stockings. There was a lot. I forgot about those. They were so cool. We each had our own.
Whoa.
It had your name on it written in like those glitter glue.
Yeah.
And
I'm dizzy from that.
it was the coolest. I
So
wonder
many
where those
grandkids.
are. Oh, that
I
brings
like-
back
I hope they're
memories.
Kosteleckis are like when you wet a gremlin, and it's just
That's exactly right.
30 of them.
4 more of them pop out.
30 grandkids.
I know. All of a sudden, everyone's pregnant. It's weird, but awesome.
It's so real.
Very great.
We didn't have, we had, the extended family was that way, but we weren't that way. Like, Tina and I are 2 of 3 grandkids, like immediate grandkids. So that's it. Like,
Yeah.
I have 30 cousins, but that's, out.
It makes it fun. There's always so many people
Oh,
around.
yeah.
There's always stuff to do. I mean, Thanksgiving, there was like 20 of us, and it was fantastic.
My favorite memory
I love
of the
that.
holiday times came from something like that, where at Christmas Eve, we'd go to my dad's mom's house. In Greek, that is Yaya. So we'd go to my Yaya's house, and she lived in Edgewater. In this, actually just drove by it the other day, 26th and Newland, right in this cute little corner house.
Yep.
And it's the house my dad and aunt grew up in, and she would host everyone in the family on Christmas Eve. No joke.
That
60
house was
plus
hot.
people
It smelled like
coming
probably
and
like
going through
onions
there.
and turkey and ham.
and lamb and
Yeah,
all the things.
lamb.
There was so much food and so many
Yes.
humans that just came. They'd come and go. And
Okay.
then the deal was that the grandkids, the 3 of us, we had to wait until everybody left. Did I break it?
And do the dishes.
Okay, good. No, the opposite. Open presents.
Oh,
Yeah.
lovely.
So we got Christmas Eve there, and then we'd go up to Fort Collins to my mom's parents' house for Christmas Day. But Christmas Eve was like the giant Greek gathering that you picture in all the movies.
Oh,
Every Christmas Eve at our
I
house.
love
It
that.
was the best.
You guys breaking plates and stuff?
There were no plates being broken. There were too many kids.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I
We
feel like
never,
that's Greek,
we
right?
did it at weddings. It was
There you go.
celebratory, weddings, baptisms.
I love this plate. I
Yeah.
love you.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Plus, if I'd have broken a plate in my Yaya's house,
Oh.
nope.
No
I would
presents
not- I
for
wouldn't
you.
remember- I wouldn't remember the next few hours. That's probably how it would go down, actually. But, no,
That's-
it was,
It's
those
so
were the
fun. That's what we would do too, because we would go up to North Dakota, and so the night before would be at my grandma Rose's house, so my mom's mom, and we would have a big old Ukrainian feast, the best meal, hands down of the
I
year.
can only imagine.
And then on Christmas Day, we go to my dad's parents, so my grandma and grandpa, and again, great food, presents, so much fun.
There's a theme here.
Oh, I miss
Large
that.
families, good food.
Good food, good people, good games.
We should just start talking about that.
Good
on this
fun.
podcast more often, I think. We've got a lot of stories.
Yeah.
Well, in the spirit of the holidays, we're drinking something a little holiday-y.
It's right
Very.
on the money, huh?
Right on
You
the
know.
money.
I mean, it doesn't
It is
get
a
any
winter warmer.
Doesn't
like
get
I
any more
said
Christmas
earlier.
than the Breckenridge Brewery Christmas Ale.
Woo!
They've had this out since I was 8 years old. They started making this beer.
Really?
And I say that because A, the date is on the bottle, but B, my father, world-renowned real estate agent with RE/MAX Alliance, Mike Papantanakis,
Nice
He would
clip.
have this in the fridge around the holidays. And I just remembered it. Obviously, I didn't touch it for a good 4 or 5 years at the age of 8. But it was always around, and I remember it. And then as we got older and we were allowed to enjoy all together and all that good stuff, they have these little mini barrels that you can buy at the grocery store, which I think are just adorable. And so we've tried to.
I like it. It's a good beer. So it's a little bit stronger. It's, it's an ale. It's very malty.
Very dark.
Darker, 7.1%.
You get like a Scotia bitterness if you really want to go down.
Yeah,
the
I
beer
think you
rabbit hole.
do too. Actually,
it's very like bready and just like you get that hug from the inside as soon as you take a sip of it. So
I feel like it's a strong Marzen.
Yeah,
but I do taste a little bit of a hoppy to it.
Yeah, there is a little bit of hop bitterness to it, and I do think that this really does fit when the weather's cold outside. It does the trick. We take that little keg. Yeah. I remember this 2 years ago. We took that little mini Christmas ale keg. We'd open it. And we just set it out on my dad's back deck because it was
cold enough.
This deep snow. So we just set it in the snow. Perfect. It was wonderful. It's the best way to do it.
That is great.
I loved it.
Their artwork, the trees are eerily similar to hops.
Well played, Breckenridge Brewery.
Love that.
So they've been around a long time too, and they've got their their location in Denver, but they're obviously housed out of Breckenridge, Colorado. I've never been to the actual
Littleton. Littleton, they have one too. I actually have been to that one. I got a tour of that. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I want to go to the one in Breckenridge and experience it.
Where's
I don't know if they make it. I think it's at the one in Littleton.
Mm-hmm.
It's huge.
It's the biggest facility. Yeah.
It's very big. I think the one in Breckenridge is not very, isn't it just, it's just like a tap house.
At this point, yeah.
Because they used to have one.
Well, they've grown so much.
In Denver, but I think now it's just in Littleton.
Oh, you're right. They did move it over there because that's where the cricket is.
And that's actually a really cool spot. If you're ever down like the south and in that direction, it's a cool brewery, and they have live music and good food and a big. Right? Yes, Santa Fe, I think.
Way down there.
It's way down. Well, compared to us in Arvada.
The for sure address in the notes, just for everybody.
It's pretty cool. I mean, and they have like in the summer they have a big open like just yard, kind of similar to New Terrain, but it's just huge and open, and it's close to. I think it is off Santa Fe. It's close to
C470.
Yeah.
Okay. I know where you're talking now.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
a tasty beer.
Anyways.
They also do one called Avalanche, which I think we all appreciate, as well in this country here, in this Colorado country.
Peach. They have a Broncos one.
The Strawberry Sky is one of my favorite summer beers. Oh.
It's only good half the time, though.
The Avalanche beer, are you referencing back to that? Nico, our resident diehard Avalanche fan, kind of. It's not tainted this season. No, they're doing okay still. It's like the Nuggies; they had a little skid.
The game I went to, they won.
See,
and it was fun.
We have to be present.
I think that's the problem.
Must be present to win.
Yeah, their last 2 road games they lost. One in overtime, so they still get the 1 point.
Sounds like you guys have to start traveling with the team.
I don't like how in hockey they'll make teams play back-to-back nights, and that second team that they have to play against,
it's their first night.
3 days. Yeah. So they were super fresh.
That is weird.
And I just think that's an unfair.
It's like a weird merging of the baseball and football schedules because baseball, everybody's exhausted midway through the season because they're playing 162 games. Football, they play once a week, and then they get a week off in the middle somewhere. So it shouldn't be like. In between, I feel like that's kind of awkward.
Yeah. Well, it's hard. I mean, they play a lot of games in a season.
They do. At full speed, hard contact.
Yes.
It's the most brutal sport. It's like in the best way. Those guys are true athletes. True athletes. Shout out to you guys, Colorado.
Seriously, I don't know how I can barely ice skate.
Well, and how exhausting. No, I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. I'm sweating thinking about it. Might be the sweater. Might be the 7% beer. It's probably the idea of ice skating. Yeah, actually. But
speaking about ice skating.
Oh, what a good segue.
I was pretty proud of myself.
Wow. We have some bad ones. In this one, we flat out just say, okay, let's talk about this now. But that was really good.
Thank you.
That was really good.
But yeah, we were going to kind of talk about things that you can do around the area that gets you in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah, and I mean it's literally all of Denver Metro that we're covering in this episode. We'll give you obviously some places to shop, that do the little markets. We've got a ton of cool pop-up bars and restaurant things going on. But yeah, let's start in with some fun Christmas activities. You want to take the wheel?
So one of the things that you could do, and this is in Old Town Arvada, we have a little pop-up ice skating rink just in our square, and it's really fun. There's even a little curling deal right next to it. Mm-hmm. They also have pop-up markets on the weekends that you can just shop at some of those little stalls, which is great. And they also are doing Saturdays with Santa. So
Santa shows up 11 to 3 every Saturday, 2nd, 9th, 16th, and 23rd, I think, is the last Saturday.
That was pretty good.
I was at the meeting that planned these. That's the only reason I remember those dates.
Good.
But also that little market that surrounds that is really cool because it's right there in the square. Mm-hmm. You kind of get all in one because there's beverages that are served out there. There's little individual small mom and pop like little artisan shops set up out there. And on the weekends, they've got a DJ out there DJing the ice skating.
I didn't see that. See, I went there this last Saturday, just during the day, so that's why I didn't see the DJ. But it was great
in the evening. So
I'm dying to try that because it's synthetic ice, and I just am baffled how that works.
I saw people were out there cruising, doing their thing. It looked like the real deal. It's crazy. It's science I don't understand.
Me either.
I don't know.
I think it's dark magic.
Dark magic. It's got to be dark Christmas magic. That's what it is.
The only ice skating I've done probably in the last 15 years of my life has been like on a frozen lake. And that's about it.
Hardcore like that.
Yeah, but it's not very good.
No.
I'm not. It's so rough. Yeah.
Not recently Zamboni'd? Is that what you're saying?
No, definitely. You have to shovel it yourself.
What?
You shovel the snow off. But it makes for really fun, like just sliding around on it tw Run and see how far you can slide and try not to eat it.
Where were you to do
in
that?
South Dakota.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I was going to say, because I know that like Georgetown has that big lake, and I've been up there for when they do the. I had a buddy in high school who was his dad was part of the BMW like old timers club or something like that. So your car had to be 1985 or older.
And they let them drive on there.
And they do the races on there. It's awesome. And I rode shotgun while he did the race.
Oh, that is cool.
Dude, this is nuts. And studded tires and all that, but like you have to drift the turns. You have to like, it's a whole thing.
I love that.
It was sweet. So I was just curious.
So yeah, I mean, and that's another thing. So you could go up to Georgetown. I think they have some markets going on the weekends. And they also have the Georgetown Loop Railroad, which is really fun. Have you ever done that?
I haven't, but a potential mutual friend. Mm-hmm. Do you know Bob Carney or Brian Carney? Okay. So my friend Bob Carney, I don't think he's listening, but if you are, hey, bud. They just posted that they did it last weekend with their kids.
It's fun. I've done it, I think a couple years ago I did it. And they have like a Christmas themed one, and they kind of go by some lights, and it's really cool. It's really beautiful up there too with the snow, and just kind of go for a little ride. It's like an out and back. Santa is on there.
I mean, it's fun to do anytime. It's just even like plussed up a little bit because of the holiday time.
Yeah.
They really do it right, I think. So it looked awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I was very jealous. It looked like fun.
Yeah.
How about lights? We've got one on here that we wrote down. The Denver Zoo lights is a really fun one to do. Mm-hmm. They've done that for a long time. I remember going when I was a little kid.
Yep.
And it was so fascinating to me. I was like, why are we going to the zoo at night? I don't understand. It was beautiful.
Well, it's cool because they have all the lights out just all around the zoo. But then there are still some of the exhibits are open. So you can walk in there and see like the hippos or giraffes. And
some of the nocturnal animals are out too. So they're up and awake, which is cool. So
so it's a fun mix.
Yeah.
I think they have hot chocolate out there too. And
yep. I think so. It's been a long time. I don't remember.
I went a couple years ago, but I think I'm going to go this year. And that's what's fun. Like, all these things are things that you can do at any time, like up until Christmas. So not necessarily specific dates.
That's true. We should probably lay that out. Like that, the zoo lights go now until January 7th. So you can get out there and enjoy it at some point in the next month, which is great.
Is that the only lights one you guys have?
We have the Christmas in Color at Bandimere Speedway. This
is the last year for it.
Is it the last year? Are there still tickets available, or do you just go there? Does anyone know?
So I do. I looked it up. It's you go and it's $35 per car. And you can drive through and it goes 5:30 to 10 p.m. daily through the end of December. So worth doing. I know there's 2 other drive-through light up things around Colorado too that are associated with this, but for those that don't know, the iconic Bandimere Speedway up in Morrison is closing.
It's so sad.
It basically has closed. This is kind of one of the last hurrahs of it all. So really, no more racing, and definitely worth just going to see. Just because
you guys are gonna go.
It's a really cool experience.
I've never done it, so I probably should.
Zigzag, like you go down.
I've seen it.
Down the track, and you're over surrounded in lights, and
I've done Waterworld does one too. I think I've done that.
Oh, that's right. They do. Yep. And there's one up in.
Theirs is a mile long.
There's one up in Fort Collins too. We used to go to as kids at some random tech company or whatever they are up there. It's called Woodward Governor, but they had this where you'd pull into their facility, their campus, and you'd drive through. And I remember my grandparents taking us through, and it was like had to be half a mile.
It's so fun, and then you blast Christmas music, and you go through these, through the light shows. It's great.
Yep. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Another one they're doing is the Blossoms of Light at the Botanic Gardens.
Oh, that one,
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
You've been? I've never been.
Every year.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Some years they offer these prismatic glasses. So that when you look at the lights, it breaks it up into either shapes of holly, or it says jingle bells, or it'll say snowflake images, and it's really cool. It's just random.
I like that.
They give you these glasses. They're all randomized.
Yeah.
So when you put it on and you look at the lights, it has the prismatic effect around it.
Oh, that's cool. Oh. Do they always give you glasses like that?
Well, the last couple of years they have. But they have some that's like in that amphitheater area that's kind of in the front is all sunk up to music.
Oh, nice.
But then there's this huge station for hot chocolate or hot cider. And you start with that and then you go meander around.
Do you put peppermint schnapps in your pocket?
Man, I don't think I do.
He will now. He will this year. That's already happening now.
Yeah.
Well played.
Well, which one have you been to the Zoo Lights one?
Not in a long time.
Okay. So you can't compare.
I think I think doing the Bandimere one would be fun because
that one I would love.
It's the last year.
All right.
It's a big deal.
Gonna put that on my calendar.
Put it on the list.
The garden is so good because the plants are so perfectly trimmed and everything in the different areas. They have that same level with the light application. Everything is just to the
perfect.
Yeah.
I love that.
That place is
my favorite
special.
is when you have a tree and you wrap the lights around the trunk super tight and then up to the major branches, and then you do lights around the little branches. So like even
it just looks like the whole tree is lit. I love that.
Yeah, I rarely can someone do that at their home. Like that's proper.
It takes so much lights.
Well, yeah. So I think being able to go there is truly special. I think it's probably a beautiful display. I've never been.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I recommend.
I mean, or just drive around too. Like there's sometimes if you don't have time to do any of those things and you just want to go for a drive, there's some houses that do go all out. Like they sync it up to Christmas music. You can just change your radio.
That one fascinates me.
That's a really
somehow
cool.
they get hooked up with whatever the radio station is.
Yeah.
It's like it's
They have their own broadcast.
It's freaking sweet.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
There's some cool ones.
Approved.
That's
Love
our
that.
tradition. Is I'm the driver. We go pick up. My wife and I go pick up her mom and my mom, and then we go to Starbucks and get our
Hot chocolate, apple cider, caramel cider. Yeah.
And then we go find a neighborhood to just cruise.
I love that.
Everybody's hard work.
You know, there used to be one up in like, because you start to remember who puts out the best Christmas tree or Christmas lights. But there was one up in Golden. I haven't been in a long time, but this house was insane. I used to make a trip up there. I might go look for it.
There's one off of
we'll see.
58th, right by Ward Road. There's those like kind of apartment buildings there.
Yes.
And tucked behind that.
Yep. I know which one you're talking about.
That does it every
There used
year.
to be a snowflake house that they would cover their whole siding with snowflakes.
That's in Club Crest.
I think it's gone now. I feel like or is it still there?
I think it's still there.
Okay. That one's still there. Club
This was
Crest.
straight Griswold.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's actually so fun. Yes. I love that.
Blind you.
Oh gosh, I need to go do this.
So see,
I'm excited. This is the yes.
That's a free thing you can go and do.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's even better.
Go ride the neighborhood.
That's right.
Yeah.
So how about some shopping?
Christmas shopping. So there are just a little more out of the box places to go, not necessarily going on your computer or to like Target or whatever.
Festive.
Right, but
Sitting
there's
on your
some neat like Christmas shopping. So Denver has the Kindle Market, and that's going on now through December 23rd. That's at Civic Center Park. You said you were going to go to that?
I think we are. My wife really wants to go. We've never been.
You've never gone.
And I think it'd be a lot of fun just to go and do as like an activity. Like we went and did the Parade of Lights this last weekend, and that was really fun and kind of got everybody's like holiday
spirit
festive feel going. So we were like, well, what else can we go do? So I think trying to check off something. We actually did this episode for me to make a list. That's what we're doing.
Well, there you go. That's a big list.
We got the Vandermeer check.
Right? Check. I love that.
Super dad and top husband.
There you go.
Trying real hard. But I do.
But that's a cool one,
and that one seems to grow every year. I think.
Yeah, because they used to do it. It used to be more off like 16th Street Mall, but then they moved it over. So now it's by Civic Center Park, and they have like a bunch of different shops around there. There's a lot of there's some that are more international too. So nice. I think they have ornaments that they brought over from like Germany, or I saw something like an alpaca shop. I don't know. I looked it up the other day because I was like, this looks like so much fun. I want to go.
Yeah.
And then they have some pop-ups, like food pop-ups, or
that's
a pop-up bar
as well. Weird? Like the food that I know I will
No, because I think there looked like there was some good stuff on there.
Now that Golden Europe is
some schnitzel, maybe.
My fix.
Oh.
Food trucks are at a whole new level.
Gosh.
Dude. They used to be.
Dude.
That is true.
Surreal.
Oh, I miss like Christmas markets in like Europe. They have such good ones. So this is comparable. I would go down to that.
We have a mutual friend who is a former Remax Alliance agent named Tracy Adams. Did you see her post recently?
Oh, the Norway.
She was in Finland.
I know.
For the Northern Lights, and she said, "Oh, and by the way, their Christmas markets are perfect." I'm like, dude, you're living that life? Come on.
Love that for her.
Awesome. It looked incredible.
Yeah.
So getting that fixed somewhere, even close by.
Knows how to travel.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
There's a couple other markets. So Cherry Creek has a holiday market that's going now through Christmas Eve, and they have more than 50 local artisan vendors. And I guess they have some live music as well and some festive drinks.
I don't think I've ever been to that one either.
So I haven't been to that one. That's more by like the Cherry Creek Mall. Yeah. Just down there.
Or the walking mall area of it. Mm-hmm. And then the Arvada Center, they're set up to do, a little pop-up market too now through, it's kind of the middle of December, the 17th, to have pottery and other little.
Yeah, jewelry, paintings. It's kind of a nice like local place to go to if you want to maybe do some shopping or see what they have. Those are all free. And I mean, you can find some unique gifts, which I think is great.
It's pretty cool.
I like that.
So next we want to talk a little bit about something near and dear to our hearts.
So good.
Pop-up bars around the Denver metro area. Starting with the only two I've been to, actually. I think, if I'm going down the list correctly.
Yeah, maybe me too. But...
starting with our neighbors and friends just down the street from us on Grandview Avenue here in Old Town Arvada. The Bluegrass, they have what's called Noel at Bluegrass, which is their whole back patio. They cover it with a big white tent, put heaters out there, and they have events all holiday season.
I love it.
How many of those have you been to?
The events, or how many times have I been to Noel?
The events. The events.
I've done one of the events. It was they did a tie-dye party, which was really cool. But they have like paint and sip, they have bingo, they have a wreath making. Some of them I think are sold out, but it's still open to the public on most nights, and it's just really fun. They have great drinks.
Yeah, themed cocktails. And
the jingle juice, the mulled wine.
So festive.
Eggnog, all the good things.
It's a happy place.
Yes.
My other happy place in Old Town Arvada is the Arvada Tavern. It's just a happy place in general for my wife and I. It's
great. They have great cocktails.
And they have great food, but their Sip and Santa setup in their upstairs area is,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a tiki themed, and I think you have to get reservations now.
Right. Yeah.
So just FYI, like go online, make a reservation, and it's pretty fun up there. It's very classy.
Yeah, I love that place. They do a good job just with the vibe.
Yeah. And looking on there's a lot of pop-up bars now, which I think is awesome. But there's a couple that are like tiki themed. So another one is Avanti, which is down in like Highlands area, Low-High.
20th and I-25 area.
Right.
That area.
Mm-hmm. And that one is Avantiki.
I see what they
clever.
did. I see what they did there.
So there's this tiki theme too.
We also have one right around the corner. Well, not around the corner from us, but kind of by Lakeside over there, a Call to Arms Brewery. That is a fantastic brewery in general, which I think we featured them on the podcast before. But they have their Big Holiday Energy, BHE, if you will, which is kind of like that Enormous Richard conversation we had before. Different brewery. But
okay.
from now until the end of December, they have, they've got daily advent calendars, which I'm only assuming is like a different beer.
Must be.
Between now and the end. Scavenger duck hunt, which I
don't have no idea. I know, I have no idea what these are.
In my mind, I haven't done it. I'm picturing there's some sort of old school Nintendo system with the duck hunt game involved.
See, I pictured like ducks hidden around the brewery, and you find them.
Probably the tub ones, the squeaky rubber.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Oh,
that's
could be.
Right.
The little mini ones.
My this is a little bit of a rabbit hole, but my grandma used to have these like ducks or my great grandma, she would crochet them, and they would like poop out jelly beans. It was like a pooping duck.
Oh, gosh.
See, such different childhoods.
It's so weird.
It
would just be like.
It would just be eggs.
No, it was a crocheted. It was like a yarn duck. Yes, maybe it was laying eggs. I don't know. Do ducks lay eggs?
Yes. It's a bird.
Did you say do ducks lay eggs?
That was so
Should we go
stupid.
down that rabbit hole?
Please.
Let's go down the rabbit hole of the pooping duck.
No.
And then you would eat the poop because it was jelly beans. I like that one better. We'll skirt the other comment aside.
Ducks totally. Yeah, can you take that out?
No, I can't.
So
I have
stupid.
no power over that whatsoever.
I know that chickens lay eggs, but
we have only bird.
We have to leave all this in.
Oh,
we can't take it out because it's the holidays.
Please.
That's my Christmas gift. How about this? I'll change the subject.
God, that was so.
We're going to talk about another one. I've never been to this one, and I would like to go because we just found out that our front desk person, Molly, had worked at one of their locations. My neighbor, Felix.
And it looks awesome.
Mexican restaurant. They have 4 locations, and all 4 of them go crazy with it. It sounds like the
low-high one does the most.
Is the low-high one.
Yes,
and
they decorate.
The pictures of their decorations, you hear Christmas threw up on something.
Looks like you're in the North Pole.
Yeah, it's like Griswold times 50.
What's the name of the joint?
My neighbor
Felix.
And their themed pop-up is called Felix Navidad, which is pretty good.
Excellent.
They also, one thing I saw in there when I was looking through their info is they have a toy drive that they do. If you bring a new unused toy to donate for their toy drive, you get a free beverage out of the deal. So that's pretty darn smart, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I think they're going to probably gather a lot of toys.
Go to the dollar store and...
Load up.
Load up.
That's a cheap cocktail or 2 right there. What else we got?
Miracle at Union Station. This one looked pretty neat too. So just at Union Station, they have it decorated, Christmas themed, pretty classy.
Well, it sounded like that was one of those looking. They look for you to do reservations too, because it sounds like it's going to be like a full experience. Like you're going to get to go and sit, eat, drink. So they encourage you to
love that.
Make a reservation, and the reservation fee is like $2, so it's not anything crazy. I don't even know what the menu looks like, so I think that's worth exploring as well. Now through, I think, the end of the holiday season.
Yeah, I think all of these will probably be going until right after Christmas.
And then lastly, the last one we got on here is Camp Christmas. This has been put on before by the Denver Center of Performing Arts. This year it is, as they put it, mostly indoors because it's at the Stanley Marketplace. Mm-hmm. And it looked like a hoot. Yeah,
very interactive. Have you been to that, Nico?
No, I haven't even heard.
Yeah, it looked like an interactive Christmas walkthrough.
I mean, I think the shops are open. You can buy things. But then also there's a bunch of displays of Christmas trees. They said they had pun Christmas trees. So I can only imagine what that means as far as decorations go. And then, otherwise they've got a lot of vendors in there already. Stanley Marketplace is a huge, giant food hall type place. Yep. So it's got all that kind of vibe going on already. But it sounds like the Performing Arts Center hasn't put this on in a few years. So that this is like a comeback for it. So it sounds like a really good time. It goes through Christmas Eve, 24th. So be a worthwhile thing to check out as well.
Great stuff. Lots of different pop-up bars. I would definitely go check one out because it gets you in the spirit.
Feels like you're being hugged by Christmas.
It's so fun. I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you could always go and check out like your local churches if they have like some Christmas pageants or concerts. Those are always really nice to go to well.
That's always a
My wife and I are going to a Christmas play in Golden at the Miners Alley.
Are you? I was just looking that up. Which one? What is it called again?
I want to say it's something about truck.
Truckers.
Something like that.
I just looked that up.
I'd look it up, but
where's your phone, bro?
Yeah. I just looked it up too. It's like some sort of hillbilly Christmas or something like that.
Last year it was.
Is there still tickets to that? I would totally go to one of those. That's a fun little date night.
I mean, a hillbilly Christmas sounds like a good time to me.
I don't know if that was what it was called, but it was something like along those lines.
Yeah, it was totally I forget what it was.
I'm picturing like a Charlie Brown level tree. It's just...
Do you go to the...
Trailer Park Christmas.
Trailer Park Christmas.
And it was awesome.
Okay. That was last year.
It was really good, yeah. It was so funny.
Okay.
I left out of there stomach hurting from laughing so hard.
Those are the best.
Mm.
And there was only a handful of actors, and they nailed it. It was so good. Some of them played dual roles, you know, and but I always find it very entertaining. To go to Golden, have something to eat at one of those restaurants, and then walk over to that playhouse.
I haven't been there. I think I've been there once, and it's really neat. A lot of the little playhouses just around the whole area are great.
I didn't know that one existed.
But that one, I think I'm gonna look up and get some tickets for.
That's awesome.
Because I would love that.
It's so much fun.
Dude. Mm-hmm. Speaking of getting tickets for things that might be awesome or might be terrible, the last thing we have on our list.
Our transitions are great today.
Yeah. Well, so on Christmas Eve, the Broncos host the Patriots here at home, and I have to believe that as a Christmas miracle, that the Patriots wouldn't get their second win of the season against us at home. Now, we've got a few weeks for them to get their second win if they choose to do that, but they got beat by the Chargers 6-0 this past weekend, so that was a huge blowout. But I'm hoping and praying that that's going to be a good game. We actually were gifted tickets to go to that.
Okay.
So we are going, and we'll see.
Who's we? You and
so my wife
Jeannie?
and I, and then my sister and her husband are all going. This is actually going to be fun. This is a cool
this is good.
Because we are going to do that. My buddy, James, if you're listening, you are listening. I know you are. So thank you again for the parking pass. We're going to take their parking pass.
Yeah, James.
Yep. His family's parking pass. We're going to tailgate in their lot. We're going to tailgate. And then we're going to enjoy ourselves. The kids, this is the more important part, are going to be staying with my folks.
Love that.
My sister's got 2. We've
Nice.
got Jane. And they're going to be staying with my folks on Christmas Eve. So it means Santa has to reroute everything to my parents' house because by the time they wake up, it's going to be Christmas. So it's very different for us. We usually do it all at home and then kind of merge together on Christmas Day. So it's going to be fun.
Santa knows what's up.
He does.
Santa always knows.
He'll find his way. He always does.
He does.
It's true. So
that's fun. We're not going to the game on Christmas Eve.
Too cold? Don't care.
No, I don't know. We're just not. It's Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
We'll do our regular traditions.
See, we've never done it either. I mean, I told you our normal Christmas Eve tradition.
This will be fun,
so
yeah.
It'll be. We'll see. It might be fun. Might be not fun. Well,
I think it'll be fun
because it's something to do. And the tickets were actually my sister's birthday gift, but they were 4 tickets, and so
that is going to be great.
So thanks, T. We appreciate it. So it should be hopefully a good time. This was a good time.
This was.
We covered a lot of ground.
There's lots of good things to do, is what we're trying to say.
100%.
And get out there and go do some of it.
'Tis the frickin' season.
Yes.
In the meantime, Breckenridge Brewery, you've done it again. Thank you. We appreciate you. Mine's almost gone. Nicole's is almost gone. And
Nico's is gone.
Nico's is also empty.
I do a whole lot less talking.
We do appreciate y'all for listening. We have more episodes coming your way soon. And as always, if you think somebody else might like this, tell them about it. We'd love for them to start listening to the podcast. We feel like it's a fun time. We got some good stuff coming your way in the next few weeks and months. And if you haven't already, which I'm sure you have by now, lovely listeners, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on YouTube. We want to make sure that we have those followings. Leave us your comments. We love seeing them. I'm talking to Nicole's aunt and Uncle Paul and
Auntie Linda.
Auntie Linda. I got them right.
Yep, good job.
You guys.
That was good. They love that.
But otherwise, we appreciate y'all listening and enjoy the holidays.
Cheers.
Cheers, team.
Oh, you're empty.
That's okay. I'll continue.
Blink.